Dinosaurs ruled the Earth for over 160 million years. But did you know that they're still with us? I'm not lying. When the asteroid hit over 66 million years ago, the avian dinosaurs were completely wiped out. But not all dinosaurs. One lineage survived and evolved. Meet the modern day dinosaur. Yeah, this guy. Surprise! You may be surprised to know that the closest living relative to dinosaurs are birds. That's right, chickens, pigeons, eagles, even flamingos. They're all direct descendants of a group of dinosaurs called theropods. The same group that gave us the T-Rex and the velociraptor. Now, velociraptors weren't just scaly lizards. They actually had feathers. Scientists actually now believe that many dinosaurs were warm-blooded and bird-like, not cold-blooded and reptilian like we once thought. Take the ostrich, for example. It's got hollow bones, a wishbone, and even a similar hip structure to many theropod dinosaurs. Plus, its movement? Practically prehistoric. This is prehistoric swagger right there. Birds and prehistoric dinosaurs share many key features, such as hollow bones, feathers, used for display, warmth, or flight, bipedal stance, free-toed limbs, nesting behavior. All of this is extremely similar and characteristic to what the dinosaurs did. Even the way birds breathe, using air sacs and a flow-through lung system. This is inherited from their dinosaur ancestors. Birds sharing features such as the free-toed limbs, the sharp talons, and their beaks, just modified over millions of years. Even their eggs have similar structure. Look at a commonly known dinosaur egg compared to a modern-day bird's egg. They're almost exactly the same, except quite a bit smaller. Now here's an honorable mention, because I know the question is in your head, what about crocodiles? Now, they're not birds, obviously, but they're still close relatives. Birds and crocodiles both come from the same common ancestor within a group called archosaurs, which also included dinosaurs. So they're all in the same group. Ancient, armored, and terrifying. Crocodiles look like they belong in the Jurassic Park. But are they really dinosaurs? Wait, are crocs dinosaurs? Hello? Well, the short answer is nope, they're not dinosaurs. Crocodiles aren't dinosaurs and they never were. But here's where it gets interesting, because crocs and dinosaurs were in that same group that we talked about earlier, the archosaurs. These were known as the ruling reptiles. And before the crocodilomorphs, there was another group called pseudosuchians. Now, the name comes from Greek, pseudo meaning false, and suchian meaning crocodile. So, yeah, false crocodile. And if that's not enough to convince you that crocodiles aren't dinosaurs, then let's look at some ancient pseudosuchians, such as the Postosuchus. Big, scary, and not a dinosaur. Now, these creatures weren't crocodiles as we know them today, but they were part of a branch of a crocodile's ancestral tree. Now, some of these were absolutely massive bipedal predators. You can think of them as the crocodile's ancient cousin, but they just didn't manage to survive to modern day like crocodiles did. Now, this ancient reptile family split into two branches over 240 million years ago. One led to dinosaurs and eventually birds, and the other led to crocodiles. Crocodiles come from a group called crocodilomorphs, which were a very early crocodile relative. They were very agile and they actually walked on 2 feet. Some actually looked more like dinosaurs than modern day crocs that we have nowadays, which is really confusing, I know, and it doesn't help the argument. Now, these false crocs, the pseudosuchians, they weren't swamp-dwelling predators waiting to ambush their prey. Many were land-based, they stood upright, and they actually ruled the Jurassic long before dinosaurs even existed. The dinosaurs would, of course, take over, but they were still very dominant in their place before the dinosaurs did come along. Some examples to mention would be the Postosuchus, which is a large predator, walked on 4 or 2 legs, the Saurosuchus, another apex predator, and the Batratotomus, which was semi-aquatic but very agile. Now we're going to talk about the cold-blooded versus the warm-blooded. Crocodiles stayed cold-blooded, slow-growing, and ambush-based. The dinosaurs, especially the theropods, developed fast metabolisms, feathers, and eventually flight. That's why crocs are the survivors, incredibly specialized for their niche. But birds are the true evolutionary explosion of the dino lineage. So next time you see a pigeon bobbing around the sidewalk, remember, you're looking at the distant cousin of a raptor. Dinosaurs didn't vanish. They evolved, shrank, sprouted feathers, and took to the skies. Long live the dinosaurs! Especially the ones that go cluck. So remember, birds are dinosaurs, crocodiles are survivors. Comment down below and let me know which is your favorite modern day dinosaur. So hit like if you learned something new today and subscribe for more curiosity quenchers. See you in the next one.